Welcome back to another Union Talk Recap episode. With school back in session, the AFT wants to ensure every student and teacher has an environment best suited for both teaching and learning. To ensure that students thrive, we have launched the Real Solutions for Kids and Communities campaign, which focuses on learning loss, literacy, and loneliness. And in the coming weeks, Union Talk will focus on the Real Solutions campaign, featuring a mix of new and recap episodes covering its core concepts. One of the campaign's key solutions is mental health and well-being. Further care for children's mental health and well-being by demanding that social media companies protect, not prey on, children. In this episode, we highlight a conversation from an episode published May 12, 2022. AFT President Randy Weingarten hosts a conversation with Facebook whistleblower Frances Hagen, Warren Ng from the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and Dahlia Hashad from Parents Together about the impact social media is having on our children and what we can do to help them. Later, Randy is joined by two high school students, Lola Nordlinger and Devin Lee, who bring their first-person perspective on the pitfalls of growing up on the internet. If you like what you hear in this episode, you can hear the entire conversation by going to aft.org/uniontalk and search for Social Media and Our Kids, a conversation with Facebook whistleblower Frances Hagen. If you want to learn more about the Real Solutions for Kids and Communities campaign, go to aft.org/realsolutions. Now, on to the episode.
So why don't you tell us what you see as the impact of social media?
Yeah. So I think it's really important to understand that even though I am a girl who uses Instagram, after Frances's whistleblower came to light, I learned a lot about what's actually going on behind my screen and understanding the fundamentals of an app that I use almost daily, and kind of getting an understanding that maybe this app wasn't working to my advantage necessarily, and I wasn't in control of everything I was seeing and posting, and how that was affecting me was really eye-opening. And just seeing that so many people are truly affected, the effects of Instagram aren't fake. Suicide and eating disorders and depression and anxiety, those are real things and tangible things that maybe we don't see just based off of using the app, but they're truly felt and are directly correlated to something that my generation is hooked on.
Was there, and I'm going to invite Frances, do this with me, so but did you have one day an epiphany, or was this a gradual sense? How did you see this? How did you get so wise?
Well, I think it's an interesting perspective. My co-editors and I came up with the term voluntary victim because everyone who I've talked to can agree that Instagram definitely isn't necessarily good for us, yet I'm still using the app. We're all still using the app. No one's deleting the app. We're moving into a digital world and simultaneously coexisting in this real world. And so being able to kind of grapple with that and understand that it truly is bigger than just deleting the app. And so understanding that these things, the game is working against me. So that's how I'm able, I think, now to successfully be on the app and not feel these deep effects as much, and kind of understand that when I see a post, it's meant to make me feel this way. I'm not abnormal for feeling this way, and there's a driving force behind it.
I think so. We live in a society that doesn't coach young people on the idea that there are some problems that can be solved easily by individuals, and there's some problems that we have to solve together in coordination. And one of the things that I think is a key thing that's missing from how we're educating students right now is this idea that every minute that you are on Instagram is a minute your friends don't get to spend with you in person, right? Individual students don't get to make choices to opt out of the platform, individually. Imagine I'm a 16-year-old. I can be I'm done with this thing. I don't like how it's treating me. It doesn't value my autonomy or my dignity. I'm done. But if my friends don't choose to step away at the same time, there's no real choice. And I think that kind of, catch-22 situation is one that students live viscerally every day. Like people are, like Facebook's own research says, young people were telling Facebook, I feel like I can't leave. If I leave, I'll be ostracized. But they're not taught to think about this idea, then what's the next step? Like, am I powerless or do I still have power? And the answer is you do have power. It's just we have to figure out ways to coordinate together.
Right. Yeah.
Right. As the two of you were talking, I remembered that many of the leaders of the tech industry don't let their own kids use technology. So what do they know that we don't?
Yeah. When
then I'm going to get you first, Francis.
When you ask teenagers in these like very prestigious private Silicon Valley high schools, they're like, oh, so how do you use social media? They'll be like, oh, we don't really do that, right? Like think about that for a moment.
Yeah,
they know something.
Yeah, they know something. So Devin, you know a lot of somethings too, which is, so you are a Youth Creating Change Fellow, and you've been working with a team to use social media for social justice. So you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So the organization I'm a part of, Youth Creating Change, has a project called Social Media for Social Justice. And our goal is basically to educate students on how to identify misinformation and fake news in social media and what to do about it. And this is important because like our generation is really getting incorporated into this social media world, and we need to make sure that like we're not getting brainwashed by these big tech companies.
Thanks for listening to this Union Talk recap episode. To listen to the full episode, head to aft.org/Union Talk.